Hey up everyone, what's going on and welcome back to Sheffield United, where I am pleased to announce that Neymar has finally turned up, as evidenced by this goal against Braga. And the highlight starts with Xhaka. He plays it sensibly to Hollander, who gives it to Neymar on the halfway line. Neymar runs a bit more, continues running, smacks it in from outside the box. Neymar's here everyone. I've also fulfilled one of his promises to improve the coaching staff with one of possibly the best fitness coaches in the world. Calvert-Lewin scored twice in that one. He's on fire now as well. Nacho got his first goal for the club. A lot of people getting their first goals for the clubs of late as well. We mentioned that last time out as Izzo, Esposito got their first goals, Jota got his first goals. Witsel got his first goal in the match against Brighton that followed the Juventus match last time around. And of course Nacho there getting his one there. Maddison's probably should have been Calvert-Lewin's, but he was asleep for some reason during that goal and Maddison was the one to poke it home. And then most recently, Neymar getting a 95th minute winner against West Ham. He didn't start that game. Jota started that game. They injured Jota. They regretted that. Why would you go after the player when Neymar plays normally? I will show you the 95th minute winner because I'll say there was an air of anticipation about this. 95th minute goal. Well, in the 95th minute, we were given this free kick where they opted to go for a one-man wall. We already know how this one pans out. There we are. Straight in. One-man wall. They deserve to lose for that and that alone. But now, Real Madrid, who did beat Juventus, so they are top of the group currently. A draw here sends both of us through. And I really, really hope they know that. Followed by Leeds. So the lineup for this one will be Xhaka in goal. I have no actual left-backs left as Alba is suspended, Rigeri is injured, and Meza is unregistered. That went well. De Siglio is going to fill in on the wrong side, but he does play both sides perfectly with green circles apparently. Hollander in the left of defence because Badiashile is not back yet. Fofana on the right as really my only first choice centre-back remaining. Walker at right back, thankfully he's first choice. Berge and Brozovic at the middle, their first choice, apart from the fact that Brozovic has been distinctly average so far. Neymar on the left, Maddison in the middle, Edwards on the right, that's first choice, as is Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front. Front end we're fine. Defence is an issue. My bench are the 7 remaining fully fit players that are registered. Gone well. John Egan. John Egan is available, but he's played an under-23s match or something, so his conditioning isn't at full. I'm actually putting the keeper on because this is important. Don't get me wrong, it's still a pretty strong bench. Curtis Jones is on there, and he was forced out before Neymar turned up. I'm sorry, what formation are they playing? Are they playing 3 at the back with Wilfred Ndidi in central defence? Is that what they're doing? That's what it looks like to me. Further Mendy on the left, Eder Militao on the right, Odegaard and Cruz in the middle, Koeman and Hazard on the wings, and Benzema up front. That's what I'm anticipating here. Surprised they didn't sign Morata with this situation at the bottom down here. Right, we need a point. They need a point. A draw here sends us all through. Let's have 0-0 and this be as boring as possible. Apologies to the viewers, but 4-2-3-1, our usual, that's fine. I'm thinking it's 3 at the back here. No, Eder Militao's playing What? Why have you got Eder Militao? Eder Militao's in defensive midfield with Ndidi in central defence. Swap them round. Swap them round. Even I know that's their better way round. Yeah, it doesn't matter what Juventus does against Braga, as long as we draw here, we both go through. A win puts Real Madrid's position in jeopardy. So I don't know how I was going to finish that sentence, but I got distracted by the fact literally nothing was happening, which admittedly is what I asked for. And of course, as soon as I do that, we go very close with Hollander just heading over. You didn't get the memo, did you? 0-0, lads. 0-0. That's fine by us. I've never wanted to draw a game more in my life. Of course, winning is preferable. I should rephrase that. I've never been more happy to draw a game. Let's give the fans their performance. Just not losing will be good enough for me, thank you. Oh, highlight from kickoff here. Berge, Fofana, after one very quick highlight in the first half. This one's looking to be a little bit more substantial already. Lovely switch to Neymar, who abandons his right back. And there is goal number 5 for him. Watch with the cartwheel. We're running out of players. Yeah, Jota taking a 3 to 4 week injury actually sort of helps rotation in a weird way because now I only have 2 actual left wingers. But that lovely finish for Neymar. Opposite past Courtois in goal. I can't remember if they actually ever faced each other as Barcelona Real Madrid. I'm not sure Courtois arrived after Neymar left. Elsewhere, Man United 1-0 down to Bayern Munich. Now, I seem to remember Braga are beating Juventus, so this is all irrelevant at this stage, no matter what the result is. Now, I remember last time we looked, Bayern Munich were the ones Neymar's done it again. Courtois, that was rubbish. But what I was about to say is, I seem to remember last time we looked, Bayern Munich were 3rd in their group and could have gone into the Europa League. I imagine that's different now. Neymar is 1 yellow card away. We should replace him in the 63rd minute. He's on a hat-trick. I can't stop him now. Yeah, T-Ball, that was terrible. I tried to make that more punny, and it just didn't work. Varane goes close. So yeah, Neymar has arrived. Honestly, since I fulfilled the promise of a better coach, he's suddenly become amazing after being worryingly rubbish early on. De Siglio, who's booked on that left-hand side, might have to deal with that more than anything, because obviously he's playing out of position on the left. Courtois, oh, he's cocked it up. It's not a great showing from Thibaut Courtois, I'll be honest here. He'll have had better games. Won't have had many worse. Although, I'm pretty certain there have been some occasions. Yeah, Thibaut, mate. Oh dear. Alright, so main things. Madison's tired, Gomez on. De Siglio is on the wrong side. Now, there's an option to just bring Nacho on, who can play all across the back, or I can move Helander across. And I don't know which I prefer. If I remember rightly, Nacho's still 2.5 star as a left back, whereas Helander is only 2 star. He's also just got booked. If I had anyone to replace Edwards with, I'd bring them on at this stage, but I don't. Gallardo's still injured, and Gomez, who can play there, he is left-footed, so he does function reasonably okay as a left-footed right inverted winger is what I was trying to say there, before my brain got confused with all the left-rightness. Vinicius Jr. finds Rodrigo. Back to Mendy, Vinicius Jr. Cruz. First real chance. Oh, he's well offside. Don't need VAR for that one, love. But it's going to it. I dare say 3-1, 3-0 doesn't make that much difference, but I'll take the clean sheet if I can get one. He was about 4 miles offside. Immediate highlight from the resulting free kick, though. And this has been played out worryingly close to my defence. Yep, saw that one coming. Kingsley Coman, about to make it 3-1 actually. No, he's missed. That sums up their day, doesn't it? Burgess played a lot of football, so Jones is coming on. It's only a few minutes, it's hardly like it's going to spare him. Oh, they've actually put the players in the right positions by the end of the game. That all helped. I'm still trying to comprehend this result. An XG of 2.6 with 6 shots on target. I'll take it. As Braga did upset Juventus on the final day, which made everything in this game entirely pointless, I'll be absolutely truthfully honest here. I was not expecting 13 points from this group. We only lost away to Juventus and that was it. We drew away at Real Madrid and then beat all the other games. Only losing one of those 6 of those games. I mean, yes, Neymar, all the praise. As long as we're in the competition, we've got a chance of winning it. Never have truer words been spoken. Doesn't specify how slim the chance is, does it? Anyway, Leeds next, and then I've got to pray no one takes any massive injuries from the Qatar World Cup during December. This is up to 3 stars now, and now qualifies as a decent Premier League player. That report literally had him at 3 stars. I click on him and he's 2.5 again. Work that one out. But yeah, he's getting better. The fact he's born in 2004 is incredibly depressing to me. 15 players called up for international duty. Now, I don't know what these unders are doing, but I know what these ones are. So Witsel still in the picture for Belgium, Brozovic in the picture for Croatia, Calvert-Lewin and Maddison for England, John Egan for Ireland, who've made it, Rin and Helander for Sweden, Neymar for Brazil and Cavani, surprisingly actually possibly, still for Uruguay. Are they still playing Suarez as well? Yeah, I think they are. I am prodding him because it might fulfill Neymar's wish to have a friend. I'm trying to hire a retired player that's in his friends list as a scout in the hope that that works first. But if January rolls around and I get desperate, Marcelo is a free transfer. Never play him. Oh yeah, these are all his friends. Mbappe, Lucas Moura is interested. This person. Like he'd fail to get a work permit, but he'll have a friend here. And Messi, of course. What I don't understand is all these players won't get work permits, except for Dani Alves, who's 39. And actually, surprisingly good. 9 and 10 pace for a 39-year-old player is bonkers. He's only fractionally slower than Luis Suarez, who is 4 years younger. He's probably on par with Cavani, actually, at this stage. So Madrid do Milan, PSG edge Galatasaray. That was surprisingly close. Arsenal do their business in their stupidly easy group. Salzburg have been alright in Group G. I know they're unbeaten against Dortmund. They did end up second. I didn't see the rest of their results, but Salzburg was second. So it's actually Man United who go into the Europa League from that group in the end. So we have dumped AC Milan, Juventus, Benfica, and Man United into the Europa League and Borussia Dortmund. That's a rough Europa League. Just from purely monetary purposes, I'm kind of glad we're still in the Champions League rather than the Europa League now. Because if you're in the Europa League, you kind of want to win it. And the teams that have gone down into it, I wouldn't have felt confident about that. I'll be honest, I'm not expecting to win the Champions League, not in the slightest, but the money and the reputation just from being in the knockout rounds of this is probably more beneficial than how far we'd get in the Europa League, because I don't think we'd win that either at this stage with those teams. Considering Juventus had the head-to-head against us, it's a little bit unfortunate they went out. Tasty North London derby for this day, where there's also a Yorkshire derby, and West Ham Chelsea to boot as well. It's a big derby day all over the country. Manchester United and Manchester City were noticeably absent from that. I wonder if they've got a derby to do. Madison's match load is very heavy, apparently. Well, with that in mind, of course, there's no games following this. Xhaka in goal, Mez on the left, Izzo and Fofana in central defence, with Walker on the right, Brozovic and Berge, Neymar, Palacios and Gomez with Calvert-Lewin up front. I just prefer Izzo to Helander as an all-round defender. Like, Helander's advantage is he's actually a left-footed defender, so he fills the back up for Badiashile quite nicely. But Helander's downside is he's not particularly pacey, which, when Rodrigo is the opposition striker, I prefer a bit more pace. I don't think Izzo's particularly pacey either, but he's not as slow, that's for certain. Gomez is going to have this corner. Well, Calvert-Lewin's there. It was very slow motion, skipped a second on my end anyway. It's gone in, is the short of it. And Calvert-Lewin all of a sudden is up to 7 goals for the year, which you do like to see. Completely unmarked. No one's doing anything about him. In the goal it goes. Instant reply, perhaps, as they kick off once more. The Leeds side isn't actually drastically different. That's a great ball if he's onside. Going to have to hold it up and try and give it off to someone else. Podence, Chalobah, 2 of their new signings. But Phillips, Rodrigo, I don't recognise this player. Okay, there's a lot of players different, I now notice. It's just because they kicked off with Rodrigo and Phillips. Still got Melier in goal, who's a really good prospect in this year's game. If you can get him, get him. But Berge, Walker, Gomez now. I've just avoided going for any Leeds players because they're Leeds, and I'm Sheffield. Neymar's through. Neymar has great save by Melier, which is, I think, the way you're supposed to pronounce that. I would be inclined to say Meslier. So throw-ins cleared. All the way up to Rodrigo, who is tracking, but he's putting a fairly wayward tackle, and Rodrigo has scored. Now, I mean, if it was Helander, he would have just been outpaced full stop. At least Izzo could keep up with Rodrigo there. It's just that was not very accurate. It would have been better if he shepherded him out, rather than going for the challenge. 1-1 here at Ellen Road, and no highlight from this kickoff. Mez is going to give it to Palacios from the throw. Inwards to Berge. Berge probably out further. Yep, Gomez. Challenge, but Walker will be on that. Got time to find Brozovic on the edge. Oh, that is a fantastic goal. Marcelo Brozovic with his first goal for the club. And slowly, one by one, we're checking them off. I'm trying to work out if there's anyone remaining. Messer at left back, perhaps? But that is a fantastic, fantastic goal. Izzo scored, Nacho scored. Can't remember if Walker scored now either. So I think it might just be the fullbacks, actually. Walker, Desilio and Meza. I think they're yet to get off the mark, all 3 of them. Walker assisted immediately straight away in his first game, but I don't know if he scored. Just dawned me, I haven't shown you the Premier League. It's there on the left-hand side. West Brom, still top. I don't know. They're still top and still unbeaten, I think. I don't think they're playing right now. They dropped 2 points, basically. They've dropped 2 points. They've won 11 and drawn 1, I think is how that works out. I fully don't understand what's happened to West Brom. Brendan Rodgers is in charge, which I say as if it explains anything, because normally Brendan Rodgers ends up managing in the Championship because he was vastly underrated, although he might be better served this year. Leicester, still underserved, but Brendan Rodgers may be a little bit better. That was worthy of a highlight, apparently. Liverpool and Everton currently fighting for 8th and 9th. The rest of the top 7 is as you'd expect, aside from us, and West Brom. Anyway, Rodrigo is being put on this left-hand side. He's got to do something with it for Fofana. I was mildly worried that was going to be a penalty, but good challenge. Just because the way Rodrigo went down there, I thought it might have been like an elbow or something. But no, we're good. Llorente, Aitor intercepted. Poor vision there. Llorente wasn't even looking in the right direction. Melier saves quite nicely. We are going to see the resulting corner as Neymar stands over it. Calvert-Lewin's there again, way too high. Their fullbacks are having a shocking game, although that's just in general, I think, in this current version. It's not Neymar's best and he is very tired. We'll give him a break. Curtis Jones off. He's had a sensational few days. Say fullbacks are broken in general. Messi's on a 6.6, which isn't horrible, and Walker's on a 7.3 without... He did have an assist. I'll be honest, I feel like keeping Palacios on just to give him game time more than anything. Mez is nervous and there's 15 minutes to go. We are only 1 goal in the lead and 3 points are kind of crucial at this stage. Like, there's not a massive gap between us and the chasing pack. Apparently Berge is basically deceased right now, so Witzel comes on, or Witzel, depending how you want to pronounce it. I mean, this is well worked from them. They kind of deserve a goal at the end of that move, but no. Goals galore elsewhere. 3-2 Bournemouth, Aston Villa, 4-4 Brighton and Everton. Obviously 5-3 earlier on. Hoofed clear. Witsel will get on it. Dinks it back in. Jones is at the back post. It's gone in. It's his 4th goal of the year so far. I can scarcely believe that just happened, because when Witsel gets this, I'm not expecting anything straight away. He's picked it up. He's facing the wrong way. Puts it in the box. Jones at the back post. Loses his marker. It's in the goal. I was expecting 3, 4, 5 more passes at the very least before that became a chance. Gomez stands over this one. We're entered injury time. If we make it 4-1 here, that is all over, I'd imagine. Is there the back post? Should have scored, really. Not a striker, of course. For some reason, they keep putting Phillips in defence. I don't know what's going on there with their player positions. Izzo clears, and 15 seconds remain. Depends who gets there first. Chalabar did for a split second think Cavaloon was going to nip onto that as an interception, but no. Palacios plays this left. There's plenty of people there. He didn't. Use your eyes, Matthias, I think his first name is. Witsel challenges, Palacios back on it. I know this is end of game, but there's a highlight for a reason here. Cavaloon has been played through eventually now, and he is, well, that's a goal. What a way to cap off the Yorkshire derby here with if I hadn't shown you that name on one at the beginning, I would have said the best goal of the episode. Also Brozovic. I completely forgot about that goal in the middle of this game. Brozovic, what a sensational goal by Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who has found his shooting boots once more. 4 goals from 1.6 XG. What a performance that is. 4-1 over local rivals. Those bragging rights are nice. And we enter the World Cup break being in 3rd with 30 points. 4 points off the top. But West Brom do have 2 games in hand. Why is this happening? If West Brom win both of their games, they'll be on 40 points. Manchester United have 3 games in hand on us, I do notice as well. So Manchester United likely candidates to nick into the top 4 and possibly ahead of us as well. We'll see how that one pans out. Who had West Ham Chelsea as the most boring game of the lot? Only a penalty in that one, not even just a regular goal like Redmond's. Well, that's one thing you don't want to do as a Leeds manager. Eddie Howe, come on, mate. Oh, that reminds me, as Neil Warnock replies me the scout report on Soyuncu, he's decided to retire, which is a sad day for everyone here. I'm just like to point out that Dani Alves was 2nd in Copa Sudamericana Best Player Award. The 39-year-old was 2nd. Maybe I should bring him in. Don't need any more right-backs, but maybe I should. It'll make Neymar happy at the very least. Okay, so Wolves play Man United. It wasn't a derby there. I've just gone through to the Sunday just to see what everything will be as the final round of fixtures are completed. Don't think any of this affects our position in 3rd, as Man United lose anyway. And 2 of Neymar's friends score in this match, Barbosa and Felipe Anderson. That's irritating. I am very tempted, depending on the FA Cup 3rd round here, to bring you the match against West Brom. There's only 1 played match in between, but of course it is basically 2 full months from where I'm sat. Otherwise, depending on the FA Cup 3rd round, if it's not a particularly tasty prospect, Tottenham and Man City sat in the middle of January is probably where we'll go. So until then, I'll let you know the best bits of the Qatar World Cup as well when we come back through our